Mandatory time out. A day to relax even if there are a million things that need to get done. Busy people need to have at least one day a week to relax, to re-energize, and to get organized for the week. Quote, "Burn brightly without burning out." Author Richard Biggs. I realized how fast of a pace we live in when a couple of years ago my youngest son, who was 13 at the time, and my nephew, who was 12, were sitting in the back seat of my SUV with a couple of their friends, and they were saying, "This school year is flying by so fast. It seems like we just started school and it is almost summer." When I heard this, I was shocked. I remembered back when I was a kid and time just crawled by. I never thought school would end, and it seemed like forever before summer was here. Then when summer finally came, halfway through I didn't think summer would ever end. Everything just seemed to move at a slower pace. This is really something to think about. Have you ever heard the saying, when you are really busy, time flies? But I knew we were way too busy when time was flying by so fast, even my children were feeling it. I got so wound up with the fast pace of the world, I was creating the same fast pace for my family. So I started slowing down my pace and my family's pace with my mandatory time out day, the day to relax even if there are a million things that need to get done. My children and my husband need this downtime to relax just as much as I do, and even though they don't like mandatory time-out day, I know they need it. Quote, "The time to relax is when you don't have time for it." Author Sidney J. Harris. My time-out day also helped me at work because I didn't come to work tired anymore. When I am not tired, I have more patience, more productivity, and I am more positive and more creative. We must organize our time and be the master of our time, rather than becoming a slave to the constant demands on our time, or we are going to wear ourselves out. I know I have to put everything into perspective every day, and only do the important things that need to get done that day first. If there is any time left, I can fit in a couple of little extra things, but I do not allow myself to get overscheduled. When we are not organized, we feel like we have too much going on, and we get tired and overwhelmed easier. When we are organized, we get more done in less time, and we are less tired. Have you ever heard the saying, if you want something done, ask a busy person? The busier someone is, the more organized they have to be. If they were not organized, they would be exhausted and not able to do half as much as they do. Being organized also means organizing free time just to relax. A busy person has to schedule in time to relax, or they will be the Energizer bunny when the battery wears down. They just collapse. This is the way I get the extra time I need to continue to have my time out day every week. I use a little part of my time out day to get my week organized, and getting organized makes my week more productive. This in turn gives me the extra time I need. This is what I do on my average mandatory time out day. Number 1, I have to rest. No schedule allowed. Number 2, I make my list of what needs to get done that next week, organizing the everyday responsibilities. Number 3, I make my list of the extra stuff that I need to get done that next week, organizing the special projects or appointments, etc. When my schedule is full, that is when I say no more. I put what is left onto the following week's list. What I have found by making myself take one mandatory time-out day a week, I get more done in those other 6 days than I used to get done in 10 days because I am not tired and I am more organized. Have a great week. With love, Tammy Taylor. And P.S., one of my favorite Bible verses, Hebrews 4:10. For he who has entered into his rest has himself also rested from his works, as God did from his.